What's going on, everybody? John Ramdeen and Robin Black here in our downtown studios. You see the marquee in the background. She's back. Not Amanda Nunes looks to defend. All of UFC 207 is about the return of Ronda Rousey. What has she been doing since she's been kicked in the face by Holly Holm, losing her 135-pound championship? She's been doing some media, not fight-related media, making movies and doing all the things that she was doing, appearing on Ellen. But as of this fight week, the lead up to UFC 207, media ban. And I really can't blame her. If you have that power and you are that big of a star to shut out the people that are going to give you exposure, if you can do what Brock Lesnar does, good on you.
For sure, man. There are so many different conversations that all get woven into each other. Some is about justice. This isn't fair. Conor McGregor got banned from a thing, but they're going to coddle this one. Only 5 minutes ago, they were saying, oh, Conor McGregor is coddled. You know, like that's a justice conversation. That's a conversation about fairness. That's a cultural discussion barely related to fighting. Then you've got another one over here, which is like, how does business work? And trust me, I am not saying this is a good thing nor a bad thing. I'm dealing with the realities of how things work. When you look at reality and you work from reality, life becomes a lot simpler. The reality is large companies do things that make them money. They spend their money in the best way that will result in more money. You'll see it in the way somebody advertises a movie. If a movie is starring Tom Cruise and John Ramdeen, they are not going to spend much time promoting John Ramdeen because Tom Cruise is a big star. Now, the argument is, and even my buddy Rogan, who's a genius and understands culture and society and loves fighting, Joe was talking about, he's like, you know, I'm bewildered why they don't get behind Amanda Nunes. And here's the truth. We are inundated everywhere, all day long with advertising, and we block out 99.9% of it. What's the last car commercial you watch? You can picture that car going up that hill. You can picture the color, all of it, but you don't have a clue what that car, what company it is, because when we inundate you with advertising, you block it out. And if we put Amanda Nunes, she is that car. There's a woman fighting, we see her hitting stuff and doing stuff, and then 5 minutes later, we're like, what was the name of that woman? And you're like, I don't know, Volvo? Like, your brain is overwhelmed with advertising. It's valueless for the most part. I don't know why we keep doing it. But when you put that dollar behind a star that everybody recognizes, it's not a random car going up the hill. It's that woman that was on Ellen, who we saw get kicked in the head, who was on the Indispensables or whatever, that Randy Couture vehicle or whatever, and she was walking red carpets and she was naked on a magazine. Oh, we know her. Oh yeah, she's fighting. She's back. Cool. So is any of that good? No, it's gross. It's societally disgusting. It's a reflection of everything that's wrong with us. But does it make sense if you owned a company? If you owned, you know, a movie theater, or you owned a production company, or you own the UFC, or you own Apple? Of course it would make sense. That's why they do it. So why do they do it? That's why. What does it mean? It means that we're all pretty messed up as a culture.
But what happens if Amanda Nunes goes in there and pulls a Ronda Rousey and takes out the former champion?
Pulls a Holly Holm?
Yeah, or pulls a Holly Holm. Don't you have a star on your hands?
No.
No, you don't have.
No.
You don't have a fight star on your hands. The one that is now the champion, who's defeated Ronda Rousey.
She's never going to sell 1.5 million pay-per-views. It'll be cool. Which is, again, this is the business. I don't give a crap about any of this stuff. I want to see the fight. But if we're discussing what's going on and why it's going on, a business, this other thing, looks and goes, well, she'll probably, the next fight, Holly Holm's next fight after she kicked her in the head, that's going to be a good one. And then after that, who beat her? Misha. Okay, well, we'll try to put her on 200. She retired. Holly Holm, the people have forgotten about. And Amanda Nunes, a brilliant combat athlete, a brilliant martial artist, an outstanding fighter, is not a television star. Just like John Ramdeen isn't as big a star as Tom Cruise, no matter how much money we spend on it. That one makes sense, right? Of all my stupid analogies, that one makes a lot of sense.
Ronda Rousey shunning the media. Is this a message? Do you believe that this is something that she needs in order for her to be successful on Friday?
While I'm deviating from my interest of talking about fights and curing all of the world's issues, Media sucks. Like, and I don't mean MMA media, who I pick on incessantly. I mean all media. Media around football, media around tennis, media around politics, media around media. It's all garbage. You're looking at garbage right now, basically. You're wasting your time watching media. Most of it is just a repetitive cycle of the same thing over. It's ritualistic. We go up, we ask the hockey player, you got to put a lot of pucks on the net. Then we report it, a bunch of guys type it. It's nonsense. Basically, I think what we've just discovered after having a week off and drinking a lot of Baileys and eating a lot of turkey is that culturally we're in a lot of trouble.
All I know is that as much as I'm anticipating Ronda Rousey's return at UFC 207, I wouldn't be surprised if she lost this fight, and if she does lose, I really want to see you compete
By
again.
the way, it's very cut and dried.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes needs to be able to implement a Holly Holm game, which she has never been as good as Holly Holm, Holly Holm. Didn't have that complex web of skills to do that game. So she has had to be able to do that. Simultaneously, Ronda, she has to not only have got to the level of Holly Holm, but also be able to deal with the fact that Ronda will have improved against that game. If both of those things happen, Ronda can still win, but Ronda, we don't know where she's at mentally. Those are the puzzle pieces at play here.
A couple of title fights go down at UFC 207.